Hello and welcome back to Euro Transfer Talk, where we assemble once again to round up the latest rumours and gossip surrounding the continent's best players. Remember to leave your thoughts about which of these moves is most likely to happen, spark some debate and have some fun in the comments. Let's get started. We kick off this week's video with the latest news surrounding former Juventus forward Paulo Dybala. The mercurial Argentinian, who has spent the last 7 years representing the Bianconeri, has confirmed that he is leaving Turin this summer as a free agent after a breakdown in contract negotiations with the club. Numerous top sides have unsurprisingly been interested in a player who's averaged just under 0.6 goal contributions per game for the old lady, with Arsenal, Spurs, Inter Milan and PSG the most frequently linked. But according to Argentinian TV channel TYC Sports, Jose Mourinho's Roma, fresh from securing their first trophy in 14 years with the Conference League, have jumped to the front of the queue. The report claims that the Portuguese manager has elicited the help of former club director Francesco Totti to try and win over the former Palermo striker, even promising him his legendary number 10 shirt, which has been retired since the godlike figure of Totti hung up his boots in 2017. TYC Sports journalist Cesar Luis Merlo claims that the Giallorossi are prepared to offer him a 3-year contract, but that he's in no hurry and will wait to the end of Argentina's upcoming fixtures on the 11th of June, by which time Inter might have made a formal approach before announcing his intentions. If Mourinho and Totti could persuade Dybala to join Roma, it should be viewed as an enormous coup. Here is a Champions League proven player who has scored 18 and assisted 3 in 53 Champions League games, choosing to spend his prime years fighting for a club that will play in the Europa League next term. With Fabrizio Romano confirming Damasio's report that Inter Milan have reached a verbal agreement with Mkhitaryan, there is a very good chance that they'll need a new number 10 this summer. Swapping the Armenian for a player 5 years his junior, who even in an injury-hit year managed to operate at 0.58 expected goals and assists per 90, compared to Mkhitaryan's 0.3, would be a remarkable piece of business, as long as the wages weren't astronomical. Keep your eyes on this one, folks. This could be a very impressive move for Roma. From Rome to Newcastle now, where the Magpies are looking to end on a magnificent end to the campaign, with a summer window that catapults them into European contention next season. They may have finished 11th with 49 points, their joint 8th best tally this century, but their 43 points picked up across 26 games under Eddie Howe was only topped by 5 teams in the same period. If they picked up points at the same rate across an entire league season, that would come to 63 points, 5 more than Man United last term, and good enough for 6th. Now, a player who we talked about throughout last term was Benfica's Darwin Nunez, who caught the attention with a magnificent 32 goals and 4 assists in 38 games for an underwhelming Eagles side. Teams including Man United, Liverpool and Real Madrid have been linked with a move for the 22-year-old. But Uruguayan journalist Rodrigo Romano, no relation of Fabrizio, claims that Newcastle are now major players in the race for his signature. He tweeted, "The striker has many options to reach the Premier. Newcastle, under Arab control, are willing to pay what Benfica wants. There is talk of close to 100 million euros. He then continues by explaining that the obstacle is that they don't have Champions League football on offer, but his agent George Mendes is working closely on the deal. There are a few things to unpack here. Firstly, 100 million euros, or the equivalent of 85 million pounds, is a mind-boggling amount which simply doesn't seem realistic or feasible. That fee would make him the 4th most expensive Premier League transfer in history after Grealish, Lukaku and Pogba, an enormous risk on a player who had only ever started 19 league games prior to 21-22. And secondly, with Newcastle keen to strengthen pretty much every area of the pitch, including goalkeeper, centre-back, full-back, midfield and striker at the very least, surely they can't afford to spend 100 million euros on one single player, even if he was worth it. Newcastle fans, we want to hear from you. As talented as Nunez clearly is, surely you can't be on board with spending 100 million euros on the player. If not, what would you be willing to spend though? Let us know down below. We head to Barcelona now, where after a promising start to life as Blaugrana manager, which included a run from 9th to 2nd under his stewardship, Xavi is pressing ahead with plans for his first summer transfer window. One particular area the Blaugrana legend is keen to strengthen is defence. He's already signed Andreas Christensen, although not yet registered him due to salary cap issues, and Alonso and Azpilicueta could yet follow him to the Camp Nou. But according to Mundo Deportivo, Xavi is keen to sign a more physical defender, more in the mould of Ronald Araujo than Christensen, Piqué or Eric Garcia. Apparently the two names in the frame are Sevilla's Jules Kounde and Napoli's Kalidou Koulibaly. Due to his age and La Liga experience, Kounde is said to be Xavi's preferred target, but with the Andalusians holding out for at least £60 million, and Chelsea strongly linked, the former Bordeaux man might be out of reach, especially given the fact they want to sign Lewandowski this summer. Barcelona reportedly believe they might be able to bring Sevilla to the table by offering Trincao or Dest, two players of interest to Monchi if they do drop their asking price. But it remains to be seen whether they would prefer cash up front, as they look to rebuild their defence following Diego Carlos's move to Aston Villa. A move for Koulibaly is also fraught with difficulty. One of Serie A's outstanding defenders for a number of years, the Senegalese now has 1 year remaining on his current deal, and has shown no desire to extend his stay with the Little Donkeys into a 9th year. Again though, the competition for Koulibaly is fierce, with Juventus, PSG, Inter, Roma, Aston Villa and Newcastle reportedly interested, meaning that it might be difficult for Barcelona, who have to continue being shrewd with their finances, to land the former Genk defender. Whilst he is an excellent player, he turns 31 next month, and with the club also targeting Lewandowski, Alonso and Azpilicueta, 3 players with a combined age of 96, if they sign Koulibaly too, it appears that the club won't have learnt anything from their mistakes of the past. If we were going to sign either of them, we'd go for Kounde, but given we can't see that happening, we consider making a move for someone like Fiorentina's Nikola Milenkovic, with the 24-year-old also having 1 year remaining on his deal. Agree or disagree though, Barcelona fans? Make sure you explain why below. One of the most talked about players in the world right now, RB Leipzig's Christopher Nkunku has given the biggest indication that he could leave East Germany this summer. His quite frankly ridiculous 35 goals and 16 assists in 52 appearances last term helped Dybala finish 4th and land their first major trophy in their history with the DFB Pokal, and unsurprisingly interested the likes of Man United and Chelsea. But over the weekend, Nkunku came out and said, "Paris is my home, my favourite club," before continuing, "It's nice to have the biggest clubs in the world interested in me, but it's also good to see Leipzig are doing everything to keep me." Whilst not exactly a come and get me plea, this is the biggest indication yet that PSG would be Nkunku's preferred destination if he was to move this summer. There is a lot of uncertainty at PSG right now though, despite Mbappe's decision to extend his contract, with Leonardo potentially being followed by Pochettino out the door, whilst Luis Campos is set to be announced as their new sporting director this week. Famed for his work discovering and developing young players, it's unlikely that he'll be a massive fan of Mauro Icardi, whilst there has even been speculation that Neymar could leave Paris this summer. If either of them do depart, PSG will almost definitely enter the market for a new forward, and Nkunku, with his versatility, quality and 78 games of experience for Le Parisienne under his belt, would seem like an obvious solution. And finally, we bring you the news that Chelsea are close to securing the first signing of the Todd Boehly era, with Mundo Deportivo claiming that Ousmane Dembele is reportedly on the verge of agreeing a deal with Chelsea. The winger's contract will expire in a matter of weeks, and despite interest from PSG, it appears that the former Dortmund player favours a move to Stamford Bridge and a chance to work again with Thomas Tuchel, for whom he played under during the 16-17 season, scoring 10 and assisting 21 in 49 appearances in all competitions. Football.London claimed that if Dembele was to arrive, then one of Pulisic, Ziyech, Hudson-Odoi or Werner would be offloaded to make way. However, if you are a particular fan of any of those players, there is no need to panic just yet, because the right winger's agent Moussa Sissoko has remained coy on his client's future, saying, "Ousmane's future remains open. When it is the right time to make a decision, Ousmane will consider the best option for his future." Dembele's form towards the end of the season makes it clear why Barcelona are now so keen to keep hold of him, just 4 months after trying to cut their losses. Finally recreating his Dortmund performances after 5 injury-hit years in Catalonia, Dembele finished the season with 1 goal and 13 assists in 21 La Liga games. Mbappe, Müller, Berardi and Messi were the only players in Europe's top 5 leagues to finish with more assists in league play, and given the fact they all played at least 700 more minutes than the former Rennes Flyer, Dembele's numbers are arguably the most impressive. We believe Tuchel might have to permanently change to a 4-2-2-2 or 4-2-3-1 to get the best out of Dembele, but if he can keep the Frenchman fit, this has the potential to be a very smart piece of business. So guys, that was Euro transfer talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories? Do you see any of these actually coming true? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to Euro Football Daily for more great European content, and I'll catch you next time.